So I know at the moment you're not really seeing anything, but at the moment, what I would like to do is sort of show you my book collection, and because I just rearranged it and I rearranged my display and everything, which I'm going to show you here in a second. I like to proudly show my books here in my bedroom. Um, so I just want to kind of show you generally, not every single book that I have, but just my general collection and the things that I'm most proud of. So you can see here I'm reading a little bit of Derrida, and over here some stuff that I'm currently reading a good bit. This is Nietzsche's Thus Books Are Too, so I have a lot more Nietzsche over there. This is Michel Foucault's The Order of Things. This is an anthology of epistemology. This is the infamous Gödel Escher Bach by Douglas Hofstadter. Something I'm trying to get into and sort of trying to understand Gödel better, and I guess there's a lot more to that book though that I have yet to understand. Husserl's Crisis of the European Sciences, Sokolowski on Husserl, and then two more books on Husserl: Fantasy, Image Consciousness, and Memory, and also the more famous Phenomenology of Internal Time Consciousness. And also there's Derrida's The Politics of Friendship. So as we move over here, have a good bit more things going on. These here are my pipes. I have a George Washington pipe sign behind that, but those on the rack there, that rack came from Ukraine, and these are my Joby pipes. These four here, and then these two, and plus this orange one that I have over here, are my few more pricey ones, more pricey pipes. And then this one actually here is pretty pricey. It's a Irish Peterson, and this is an Icarus, and I have a couple more Jobies here, and a couple corn cobs, and a couple other things going on. And on this shelf we have Philosophy of Science anthology, Epistemology anthology, Metaphysics anthology, a metaphysics kind of overview, which is I think is a pretty good book for that. Theories of Truth by Kirkham. That's a great book if you just want to have an overview on theories of truth. Readings in the Philosophy of Language. And then there's another Philosophy of Language anthology. Saussure's Course of General Linguistics, Hegel's Phenomenology of Spirit, a good overview on Philosophy of Mathematics by Stuart Shapiro, Being in Time by Heidegger, major works by Wittgenstein, and then there we have the blue and brown books, the Tractatus, the Uncertainty, and I think something else, and then we have the philosophical investigations of Wittgenstein, Levinas's Totality and Infinity. This is by Dylan. This is a kind of like a great book about the philosophy of Maurice Merleau-Ponty. And then from here over, this is my collection of books by Gilles Deleuze. We have 1,000 Plateaus here, which goes with this one, which is the Anti-Oedipus by Deleuze and Guattari. These two. This here is just by Deleuze. It's Difference in Repetition. Spinoza's Practical Philosophy. The Cinema 1 and 2. Deleuze on Foucault, Deleuze on Bergsonism, and of course the Logic of Sense. And up here we have, from here down, we have all Derrida, besides the Politics of Friendship that I have over there, The Acts of Literature, Limited Incorporated, Writing Difference, the Derrida Reader, Margins of Philosophy, Truth from the Painting of Spirit, which is about Heidegger, The Gift of Death, Archive Fever, Speech of Phenomena of Grammatology, Dissemination, The Era of the Other, Spectres of Marx, and these two up here are by Roland Barthes. And over here we have, besides The Order of Things over there, we have all Foucault, The Birth of the Clinic, Archaeology of Knowledge, Birth of Biopolitics, or yeah, I think that's what it's called, Discipline and Punish, The Interviews, Power of Knowledge, History of Madness. This is kind of like an anthology of Foucault. and that's Dreyfus on Foucault, and then that's another anthology of Foucault's works. And then up top here, I kind of have a few different things. A book. This is the portable Jung. Plutarch on Alexander the Great. Walt Whitman, Leaves of Grass, love that. And then a couple of Henri de Balzac writings. Allen Ginsberg's Planet News. Siddhartha by Hesse, and then these four are by Faulkner. Absalom, Descend on the Fury, As I Lay Dying, and Go Down Moses. Here in the middle, besides these two, are Nietzsche, and I have the Spoke Zarathustra over there. This is The Gay Science, Beyond Good and Evil, Birth of Tragedy, Twilight of the Idols and the Antichrist, Genealogy of Morals, The Will to Power, Human All Too Human, Daybreak, and this is a little interesting little oddity on the advantage and disadvantage of History of Life, which is not a very well-known work of his, but I found it for cheap and I got it. So we'll see about that. Over here, these are a couple of these books are my fiance's. This Alice in Wonderland is hers, and this Winnie the Pooh is hers. Over here we have Stephen King. This is Thinner, which is a book which I found in pieces and I put back together. The Stand, Dreamcatcher, Misery, It. In the middle we have Vonnegut, the Bougainville Snuff Box, Bluebeard, Welcome to the Monkey House, which is, these two are collections of his stories. Cat's Cradle, Player Piano, God Bless You, Mr. Rosewater, and I have a lot more. I have Player Piano over here. No, this is Mother Night over here, and I have a few other Kindle versions of his books on my Kindle app. Over here we have Mother Night, and underneath that we have The Invisible Man by Ralph Ellison, which I have read. I read a lot of it. I read a good bit of it a long time ago. I'm trying to get back to it. And below this, that is Nausea by Jean-Paul Sartre. And then besides that, we have The Philosophy of Nietzsche and The Philosophy of Jean-Paul Sartre. These are both older books. They have the writings of both of those authors. I picked them up for like $20 each. They're older, and I have their writings elsewhere, and I have his writings elsewhere, but they're just cool because they're older and they're neater. This is Bertrand Russell's On the Knowledge of the External World. I have that on my Kindle, or on my Kindle app, but this is just really cool. I think how old it is, and it's just really is a neat book. Okay, going down, not even close to being done yet. This here is An Operative Community by Jean-Luc Nancy. Hermeneutics, Zizek's The Ticklish Subject. Beardsley on Aesthetics. Claude Lévi-Strauss on the Structural Anthropology. This is an anthology on philosophy of religion. Evolutionary Epistemology. This is an anthology of this is Werner Marx on Heidegger. This is Morality's Progress, but this is a book about environmental ethics. This is Deep Ecology, another book about environmental ethics. Sartre on the Emotions, another book by Jean-Luc Nancy, being singular plural. This is Sartre's Existentialism and Human Emotions. Frantz Fanon, The Wretched of the Earth. Frege, The Grundlagen. Paulo Freire, Pedagogy of the Oppressed. Kripke on Wittgenstein. More people on Wittgenstein, and a couple of books about literary criticism and literary theory. Habermas, The Theory of Communicative Action, and I have the second volume down here. And we have The 4-7 Debate. This is pretty cool book. This is about a couple of Korean philosophers, including Twege and Yugok. This is Jonathan Kohler, Structural Poetics. And this is a book about Derrida. I forget who wrote it though. This is pretty cool too. I really like this one. It's really good resource about Derrida. Derrida and the economy of différance. Harvey, yeah, I should have known. And finally, I have another older book, which is by Mary Warnock. The Philosophy of Jean-Paul Sartre. Down here we have companion to epistemology. I have a lot of Blackwell companions around here. An ethics, couple ethics anthologies of course Habermas, Philosophy of Religion anthology, Kant's Critique of Pure Reason, Whitehead, and a couple of religious books there. It's Max Lucado, and that's a concordance. D.H. Lawrence, classic literature, John Steinbeck, Ernest Hemingway. Those are both have a lot of novels in that one book. Down here we have some language books, and there's a history book on the revolution there. And we have a couple history books. Then going back to philosophy, we have Kierkegaard, Paul Ricoeur, Merleau-Ponty, Cambridge Companion to Spinoza, The Existential Revolt, more on Spinoza, and then a book about the history of Europe. Almost done. Going over here now, we have, this is actually a stamp book, which was my grandpa's, and he did that when he was younger, and it has a lot of old stamps in it. Charles Lambert, Social Theory, the Oxford Handbook of Ethical Theory, Thinking Fast and Slow by Kahneman, The Dream of Reason, Dilthey, a couple things on social science, philosophy of language. Now we're doing some 19th century philosophy. This is Fichte. This is Friedrich Beiser, which is on German idealism, also by Friedrich Beiser. The Fate of Reason. This is a anthology of 19th century philosophy. This is Schelling. This is a anthology of modern philosophy, and so is this is a guide to modern philosophy. Saint Augustine. This is Spiegelberg, Werner Marx, G.E. Moore. Kant. This is the Critique of Judgment. This is Alan Wood on Kant, and then that's the Critique of Practical Reason. No, this is the Critique of Pure Reason, and I have over there is the Critique of Practical Reason. Freud, Existentialism. This is by Kaufman, an ethics anthology, I think. This is Lyotard, Jean-Francois Lyotard, and I have a book of phenomenology of his right here somewhere. The Confessions of Jean-Jacques Rousseau, a book about substance metaphysics, a book about truth maker metaphysics, and this here is a book by a professor who I learned from, who I took a few classes with at in college. Rory Consis. It's a very complex book about ideology that I could take a while trying to explain. And we have the Norton Anthology of Literature. This is the Anthology of Phenomenology and Existentialism. And from here down, we have some philosophy of science. This is Kuhn. This is Duhem. This is Lakatos. This is Michael C. Ray. And then that's a anthology of lots of different works. Here's the companion to Philosophical Logic. This is World War I history, the Phenomenology Reader. This is the Cold War. This is an awesome book here. This is the complete tales of poems of Poe. Nazi Germany, George Washington, World War II. I'm going down some more. Looks like we have Wilfrid Sellers, Bentham. Here's a it's not Vonnegut, but it's about Vonnegut. That there. Love always Kurt. The Zen Keys by Thich Nhat Hanh. This is a German like a German kids book, which you can use by Tishna Han. This is a German kids book, which you can use to like learn German with. There's another one there. This is a book about Buddhism, Buddhist philosophy, or a Buddhist Korean philosophy. Kite Runner, Symbolic Logic by Carnap, Metaphysics by David Armstrong, Epictetus and Epicurus. There's a religious book there. History of Science, Irving Goffman, History of Science, Homer, Peter Singer, and that's a book by Norman Mailer. Down here we got some more textbooks. There's a couple more Blackwell anthologies or companions to philosophy. A couple GRE books. A couple books that my fiance had in college, and a couple books from me in college. A couple German books. There's a religion book. Horticulture book, economics, mathematics, and some other stuff. So that's my collection. Currently though, there's some stuff behind these, which I can try to get to if I could try that. See what else I have back here. There's some Mark Twain back there, some Jean-Paul Sartre back there. There's the Saint-Genet, or Saint-Genet. Having a lot of trouble trying to get back here. There's a lot more things going on back here. I have some Noam Chomsky back there. Some there's a book called Spell of the Centuries back there. There's some Hume back there.